Well, Democratic Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi joins me now live. Appreciate your time, Congressman.
Thank you so much, Linda.
So there's been a great deal of anger in the US over the way Donald Trump has carried out his policies in the first month of his second term in office. But certainly amongst Democrats, there is a lot of anger that the Democratic Party is not doing more. What's your response to that?
They're right. We need to do more. And right now, we're about to kind of enter the mother of all battles in terms of this reconciliation bill, which you probably already know about, but your viewers should be aware that basically the Republicans are planning $4.5 trillion in tax cuts for the wealthiest individuals in the country and the largest corporations. And they're going to fund it with trillions of dollars in cuts to Medicaid, as well as to social safety net programs, to veterans benefits. And then they're going to raise the deficit and debt by $2 trillion. And so this fight is very, very high on the minds of my constituents right now.
I want to ask you about this polling. CNN SSRS poll found that just 29% of voters view the Democratic Party favorably. An NBC poll found 27% said the same. These are the worst figures for the party since the 1990s. What is the plan for the Democratic Party? Why isn't it doing better?
Well, I think that right now we have to do at least four things and make sure that we prevent, for instance, these Medicaid cuts from going into effect. The four things are: one, we have to lift up our voices even louder and stronger than they are right now, both inside Congress as well as outside Congress, working with various non-governmental groups and so forth. Secondly, we have to continue to pursue litigation very aggressively. Working with states' attorneys generals, it makes a difference. It's not only the right thing to do, but it also enables us to rally support in the court of public opinion. Third, we have to use our votes. And here I voted against the continuing resolution, in part because I wanted the Republicans to come and negotiate with us. Now, going forward, again, we're going to have another chance where they're going to ask us to raise the debt ceiling to fund or to allow for their budget reconciliation bill. That will be another chance, in my humble opinion, where Democrats will be able to use their votes as leverage. And then fourth and last, we have to hold people accountable on the other side. We have to tell them very clearly that their constituents don't want trillions of dollars in cuts to their Medicaid. And so they shouldn't do it. But if they do, then they'll be held accountable at the polls.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer has postponed his book tour amid all this anger over him siding with the Republican Party to pass their spending bill. Two questions. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being most divided, how divided is the Democratic Party right now? And second question, is it time for Schumer to go?
No, I think right now, my constituents think this is kind of insider baseball, honestly. What they're most concerned about is, are we going into a recession? Both, are we going into a recession, and why are the price of eggs so high at the supermarket and they can't afford the groceries to put food on their table? That's what they want us to be focused on. They really don't want us to be focused so much on these internecine, these intramural fights. They want us to be kind of focused on their problems and what's troubling them. And that's kind of what I'm hearing more than anything else.
In the last couple of hours, the Trump administration has been defending its decision to deport some 250 migrants with alleged ties to gangs, defying a judge's order. Do you think that's an issue that voters are going to care about, or do you think that's something that the Democrats won't focus on?
I think they care about that. I think that, look, we don't want thugs or criminals or anybody who commits violence who's here illegally to be in this country. However, using the Alien Enemies Act is something that gives people pause. Why? Because the Alien Enemies Act clearly doesn't apply. We're not at war, and we are not dealing with a state actor. We're basically designating non-state actors and getting them out of the country. The problem is, if the shoe were on the other foot, Linda, and I think that my Republican and conservative friends would be extremely upset if for some reason someday a president of our party, the Democrat, were to somehow designate some country around the world as a hostile country, let's say Hungary, for instance, and then all of a sudden we take their nationals and we deport them. That would be wrong. It would be crazy under the Alien Enemies Act. I don't think that's the way to go. If there are other reasons to deport these people, fine. Let's do it in an orderly fashion under the law. But you shouldn't use that particular provision because it really sets a very dangerous precedent.
Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi, we appreciate your time. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Linda.